has a story, and I feel like every story will help and every story will heal. It's all about helping people, and like this is why I'm loving the podcast as well, because I feel like there's always like giants among us, and I feel like everybody has a cool story, because like who would have ever known that, you know, you met all of these celebrities and then you started a champagne, like, you know, bottle company.
Yeah.
You got shot a couple of years ago and now you're trying to like
yeah. Nothing can't stop me, baby. Nothing can't stop me. I'm gonna keep going, man.
Yeah.
People trying to stop me, you know, I don't pay attention to hate. I don't read comments. I don't, you know, I don't listen to negative people. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You gotta really be on your own train, your own track, and just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that are always gonna doubt you. I've been doubted so many times. I've been, you know, saying like you can't do that, and or your films aren't that good. It's like, where are those people now? You know what I'm saying?
Like, how do you deal with haters and people who are saying negative things like, on social media and stuff like that?
I don't deal with them because I don't pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody says something like, "Yeah, this video sucks and everything you do sucks," I'm like, "Thank you for watching."
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to feed into that energy. You know what I'm saying? Especially if somebody that I don't know. You know. First time I met Nas, I was like, that was the only celebrity I was kind of starstruck with.
Yes,
Nas,
that's what I
because
wanted. Starstruck.
he was like a father to me growing up, like listening to his music. So the first time I met him was just like an honor, and I told him that too. And you know, I just told him I've been a fan since I was a kid. Like you were like a father to me growing up, and you know, he thanked me, and I got to shoot like a second angle of an interview that he did with one of the Marley brothers. He did an album with them, and they put that on Worldstar. So to actually work with him was, you know, a great opportunity.
All right,
What did you say on your coffee mug?
Oh, Artandhustle.
Oh, that's dope.
It's all about branding. You gotta brand.
Good branding. I like the, you know, little segue. You take a sip.
You know, like in Ellen, like she's got her merch and the people got to go to the website and buy the Ellen stuff.
Yeah. You paint too, right?
Yeah. So I'm technically like artist, fashion designer. I do graphic design. I do my video.
Oh, we need to talk.
Yeah, I do websites. I do social media marketing. Wow. Kind of like a jack of all trades. So I'm looking for freelance work. So if you have any, let me know, because I need to make some side money, because I'm in between trying to find my purpose in life and, you know, getting out, because I was in a rat race of like corporate America doing fashion design for like 23 years. So I don't want to do that anymore. So
what type of fashion you do? Like hip hop fashion?
No, I was doing children's wear, and then I was doing sleepwear, and then I was doing Calvin Klein jeans girls. And then I was doing like girls fantasy gowns, like dress up things, like for Cinderella, Rapunzel. Like if you have a daughter and she's like wearing like pajamas to be like a princess, like I probably designed it.
Yeah, you probably did. That's crazy.
Yeah, so like
a whole bunch of those.
Yeah, they would sell like everywhere, like anything mass market, like from, you know, Walmart to Target to Kohl's to Amazon. Like my company, like they monopolized the whole industry.
That's crazy.
So any pajamas you probably have for your kids, my company probably did it.
That's crazy. That's dope too.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, but it doesn't, you know, it's not what I love to do. Like I love to do art, and I want to be creative, and I like to collaborate with people, you know? Yeah. So that's why it's fun to do these like art and hustle conversations, because I'll talk to one person and then I'll ask them to recommend somebody else, and then I'll meet somebody else who's doing something else dope, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so welcome to the Art and Hustle Gallery of Conversations.
My name is Reggie. I'm from Bayshore, Long Island, and I am an entrepreneur slash content creator, artist, investor. You name it, I do it, baby.
That was good. That was better. Because like you want,
You like that one?
I think that's better. I think that's better. Because I think you should just come off the gate of like, "Hi, my name is this. I own Gold House Film."
Oh, that's what I wanted to add.
Yeah.
Wanted to add that. Okay,
Yeah.
let me do that.
So do it all the way. So you need to come off the gate because it needs to be like, "Yo, hey, my name is Reggie Millionz. I own Gold House Films. I've worked with all of these celebrities."
It's like it's so much. I'm trying to put everything in one title. There's just so many different titles. That's what like my brain is like fog right now.
Right. Shoot.
My name is Reggie Millionz. I am a content creator and owner of Gold House Films. I'm also an investor and oh shit. It's gotta come out natural.
I know.
All right, let me do it one more time. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Reggie Millionz. I'm from Bayshore, Long Island. I am the owner of Gold House Films. I am an artist, actor, and film director.
Part 2.
Well, this is actually really the part 1, though, right?
Yeah, it's really part 1.
It's the redo.
It's a redo, which is good because I think I was really. I'm still like recovering from a cold. So the last time we did it, I was still really sick. So I'm still like nasally and sick, but you can't stop the hustle.
Yeah, you can't stop it. I just got finished being done sick. It's crazy.
Oh, really? What did you have?
I just had like a small little cold. No cold or anything like that. It went away in like 3 days, but.
Oh, really? I've been sick like for like a little over a week now.
I do NyQuil. I take NyQuil. NyQuil knocks me out, but it helps for me.
I didn't take that. I should have taken that because I wasn't able to sleep well at nighttime. I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
I think I had like a acute like bronchitis too.
Oh shit.
So and a sinus infection. So it was not fun. It's not fun.
I met KO just like on the grind, just like on the music scene in Long Island. I think I met him at One Stop Media Studio, I believe. And I met him through Mike West. That's the engineer, so he would go to that studio.
Yeah.
And I just bump into him, you know what I'm saying? Like if he had a session, I'd have a session before him or after him, and we just link like that, networking.
You were a rap artist as well. How long were you doing that?
I've been doing that since about like 2000. I want to say like 10. I took it seriously maybe like 2013.
Yeah.
Me and my brother formed a group called the Briefkase Boyz. Yep.
And then you decided to transition into film after that?
No, well, I was actually doing them both kind of at the same time, but I started out with music, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to shoot my own music videos, but I didn't know how to shoot a music video.
Yeah.
And then I went to school for it, and then I fell in love with it, and then I just bounced around from music to film to music, and then working with other artists.
What school did you go to?
For film?
Yeah.
I went to NYT. I took a communication major.
Yeah.
It was a film 101 class.
So you just fell into it and you loved it.
Yeah, I fell into it. I did a project and it was basically a music video. And I had all my peoples in it. We threw money in the air. We had girls in it. And it's funny, we showed it in the classroom and they use that till this day as like an example of like a film like a your last project.
Yeah.
So they use that as an example, like this is how they want it, because I had it chopped up, edited, like going to the beat and everything like that.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, but because it's my first video, so it's trash, but at the time I had so much fun doing it.
I mean, that's what I love. I love that you get to see the beginning stages of where people started, because like we have to start somewhere. And the problem with these days is like kids feel like they have to like get it and it has to be immediately great from the beginning. Otherwise, like they'll stop and they'll be like disappointed. But they need to understand, like a tip here would be like, you have to start somewhere. You got to practice. Like, you're gonna suck in the beginning.
Yeah, for real.
Right?
They're embarrassed by their, like, you know, their first project, and they don't want to, you know, show anybody.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always say on the podcast that I started this podcast in my bedroom. So,
Really?
and I aired it. I'm like, I aired it. I think I did one. Yeah, I think the first one was in the bedroom, and I aired it because the conversation was great. And I have, like, I guess I had no problems like showing people like, this is where I started, and I'm just learning it, and it's okay. And I just got better along the way. And now it's a lot more professional. You know, now I got a backdrop, I got lights. Now I can do the edits a lot better, but you can see it from day one. Did something happen in your life that really pushed you into more filming?
Yeah, actually. At the time, I wasn't like really doing good in college my second year, and I got kicked out just acting wild. And I think because, you know, my mother, she was, you know, battling with cancer at the time, and so I dropped out. And yeah, so I was going through that, and she passed away. And then my sister talked me to go back to school, but I didn't know what I wanted to do. So when I went to school, you know, I had to, you know, get a certain amount of credits. So I needed to fill it up and get more credits. And then I took film as an elective. And then here we are now, still doing it till this day. I filmed a few celebrities. I used to work for a company called Streetheat. They were kind of under the umbrella of Worldstarhiphip. So they had access to like all the rappers and all the actors and stuff like that. And I got to, you know, go on set with them and, you know, introduce myself, work with the artist.
Yeah.
I ended up behind the scenes to doing DP. Just celebrity. It was crazy. But a good story I have, I remember you asked me about Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
I think it was Nipsey Hussle's first time coming to New York, from my understanding. Yeah. He was doing a feature with an artist named Southside Poe. Is a dope artist. I'm still cool with him to this day.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was very humble. A lot of people didn't know who he was. Everybody just knew that he rapped and he looked like Snoop, but nobody was like, really, he wasn't big at the time. You know what I'm saying? He was still like underground. And yeah, he was very humble, cool. We went to Jam Master Jay's, like one of his stores that he had. I believe it was in Queens. I forgot where in Queens. It was Queens, actually. I think that's where we shot the video. And yeah, I asked him for a drop, talked to him for a little bit. And yeah, and that was it pretty much. And then I just got to, you know, see him do his thing. And I shot the behind the scenes, and it's on YouTube today. He was so young at the time too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's like amazing to hear, like, that you met some of the people who were just like starting out, or some of the other like 90s stars I think that we had a conversation about as well. Like, you have a box of like secret tapes of celebrities.
Yeah. I gotta break that out, man. My brother keeps pushing me. He's like, yo, you gotta do something about these tapes. I was like, I need to convert it first.
Oh, because what kind of tapes are they now?
They're like the mini little, you know, video cassette tapes. Yeah.
That's
so
cool. You have like a lot of stories.
I got a lot of them. Yeah, I got so many different artists. Like even a lot of artists that passed away too, like Maserati Fox. And you know what I'm saying? Chinks Drugs. That's crazy. Like literally next to these guys, asking them questions and stuff like that. Yeah. Cootie, I met Cootie through my cousin. He's actually cousins with my with one of my friends, actually. That's what I meant to say. He's cousins with one of my friends. And he just told him like what I was doing, and maybe we could, you know, link up and talk or whatever. And basically we did that. I went to his studio in Manhattan and we chilled for a day. I told him I was a big fan of his website. His website at the time was creativecontroltv.com. Yeah. Creative Control TV. Yeah, I believe that's what it was. And that was the first time I seen Wiz Khalifa. Like nobody knew who Wiz Khalifa was. This was before Black and Yellow and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, this is a dope artist. Like he's gonna blow up. It's funny because literally like a few years later, he ended up doing Black and Yellow and he blew up.
Wow. See,
he was under Damon Dash's umbrella though. Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, going to his studio and stuff like that. And Cootie was getting all these behind the scenes.
Wow.
Yeah, he would just have his own channel, like his own content, and he would
Mhm.
just, he wouldn't even reach out to blogs and give it to them. Like he just had his own thing going on. If you found his website, if you came across it, then you came across it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so he didn't really like push it out there.
He didn't really push it out there. Like
Mhm.
if you know, it's one of those type of things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I tried to intern for him, but he only shot with like a certain type of length, and I didn't have that at the time. I
Yeah.
didn't really have money at the time, so
Yeah.
you know. But I got to meet him, and then years down the line, I see the documentary and it's shot by him. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he did tell me about, and this was a while ago. He did tell me about how he was filming Kanye West and how Kanye is going to be a big star, and he's trying to transition from a producer to an artist,
Yeah.
and he's been documenting his whole life and how he shot through the wire.
Yeah.
It's crazy, yeah.
That's
Because he
crazy.
shot that video. He shot and edited, I believe.
Yeah. I think yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh, that's so interesting to be able to have all of that footage before that person becomes like, ginormous like he is now. And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you have in all of your box of like, stuff that you've done
My
too.
little tapes, man. Just like Nipsey Hussle. Like nobody knew who Nipsey Hussle was. It was
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I
Nobody
know.
knew who he was. I'd never expect to like today. It's like all of that shit happened. Like when he got murdered, like that hit me. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. Like that, those are the stories that I think are so fascinating. That's why I'm so excited to be able to talk to you, because you've been working in this industry for a really long time, and to
Yeah.
get these like exclusive stories from you, because
Yeah.
these are like untold stories of all of these celebrities. Like any other 90s like stars that you met that had like interesting, funny stories. Feel like one of them you told me, I think he asked you for drugs.
Oh, you're talking about Ja Rule.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Um, I think the song was "Father Forgive Me." He did like a remix of a Beatles song, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah.
And we shot a video in Farmingdale, and he asked me if I could get him like a half ounce of weed or something like that.
Mhm.
And then um, I ended up talking to one of my friends, and he called somebody, and they brung it to him. It took a little while, and
Yeah.
then I gave it to him, and he literally took the bag and put his hand in it and took like a bunch out and was like, "How much for this? How much for this right here?"
Yeah.
And I was like, well, my boy's looking at me like it's crazy. And then he started asking the models for money and stuff like that. It was just weird.
That
Yeah.
is weird. I mean, like, how do you not have any money?
Yeah. I had to get the real story from my brother, because my brother was there too. I know I
Yeah.
told you something else,
Yeah.
but it's as far as drugs on what he wanted, but it was
Yeah.
it was weird.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Mhm. That's hysterical, because you always hear about these like funny stories of celebrities acting crazy and doing crazy things on sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bunch of guys.
I took a private jet with Noriega. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, part of Drink Champs. Yeah, I took a private jet with him. He did a show in SOBs, and then he had to rush and do a show in Penn State College or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
And he was meeting up with Fat Joe,
Yeah.
and he said he was going to go to the Clearport, and I didn't know what the Clearport was, and then
Mhm.
next thing you know, it's a 12-seater private jet. It took about almost an hour to get there,
Mhm.
but it was like turbulence the whole time, man. It was
Oh,
crazy. I was shit breaks, man.
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
And you said these
You know what
guys
I'm
were
saying? There was
really
some big
heavy
guys
too,
on there
right?
too.
Some
There
big
was some
guys on
big
the
guys.
plane.
Say it again.
I said there were big guys on the plane, so you were kind of
There was
scared.
some big guys on the plane. Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds. Are you working on any projects right
Yeah. So
now
I'm
that
like, yo, let me tap in this lane.
Mhm. Mhm.
Just something different. You know what I'm saying? And, I network with a lot of people that worked at Nike and Champion
Mhm.
and stuff like that. Like I came from a shoot earlier. We had the drone out on the beach in Bayville. That's where I was at earlier. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, let's push it to like 4 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that was a dope shoot. It was right on the beach.
Mhm.
I'm working on a short film. I also have a short film out right now
Mhm.
called Heart of a Monster. It's
Mm.
like a short film music video.
Okay.
and I'm starring in it. I shot it and edited. I was just experimenting with it, and it came out dope. So
Oh, that's awesome. Is it on
if you
YouTube?
guys get a chance, check that out.
It's on YouTube also?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh, are you working on something new now with Sunglasses and Dave East?
Yes, my best friend Justin James, he owns a high-end designer brand, luxury brand, designer shades called New Vintage, and he has Dave East and Snoop Dogg on board. So
Oh,
they
wow.
got their own, brands of sunglasses out there. You can
Mhm,
purchase it online
mhm,
and obviously through the website of New Vintage. And yeah, I'm basically doing all the content. I didn't get to meet Snoop yet, but soon I'll be
mhm.
flying to LA and doing a dope interview with Snoop, man, and also getting behind the scenes. And I
That
feel like nobody in Long Island has ever like worked with Snoop, you know what I'm saying? And got to, sit down with him. And I'm gonna have the, opportunity to do that. So I've actually been reaching out to certain people like, what should I ask Snoop? Give me some questions to ask Snoop. What could I ask
yeah.
him?
Oh, that's phenomenal. When are you doing that?
We're still working on a date right now. It's
Mhm,
supposed
mhm.
to be a photo shoot. Yeah.
A photo shoot, and then you can
Yeah.
ask him a couple questions and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, we have full access to him. It's not like a
Yeah.
bunch of people there. It's literally like probably 10 people in the room. Like
Oh,
our people and his people, but
yeah.
obviously he might have a bunch of people with him and stuff.
That is dope. So I'll see if I have any questions I can throw for you to ask
Yeah,
Snoop.
hell yeah.
That is amazing. So are you an investor with your friend's company?
Yes, I'm one of the investors. He has a
Mhm.
few investors.
Yeah. Now,
But,
did
yeah.
did you help him, like, give him some advice of how to get some of the sunglasses onto celebrities in shoots?
Well, yeah, he kind of picked up on it when I was doing a lot of video shoots,
Mhm,
and he would tag along with me,
mhm,
and I'd be like, hey, get your sunglasses, put it on the artist in the scene. If they
mhm.
say no, they say no. Like
Yeah.
I think one person that ever said no to him was French Montana, but he said it in a way of like it didn't match his outfit, like it doesn't
Okay.
match my. But other than that, like yeah, a lot of people have been in the music videos with his sunglasses on, like Tiana Taylor, Jada Kiss,
Mhm.
a a bunch of different artists.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I think Snoop had it on the Super Bowl, right? The last
Yeah, he performed on the Super Bowl with them on.
with those
Yeah.
glasses.
Yeah, they're called the Aunt Vivs, and it's like
Mhm.
all the diamonds in the glasses. Yeah, my
Yeah.
friend designed those shades.
That is
Yeah.
phenomenal story right there. And was he always into like sunglasses or like in designing all of that, or this was like something that just came about that he was interested in?
Yeah, a while ago, he does music too. So we did a collab, and then we were gonna do a music video. And he's like, "Yo, check out these sunglasses." And at the time, they were called Jimmy Swag instead
Mhm,
of New Vintage.
mhm.
But I'm telling him like, "Yo, we need to bring Jimmy Swag back and turn it into like a kid's sunglasses brand."
Yeah.
Just throwing ideas out there to him.
Mhm.
And yeah, so he had his logo on it. I'm like, yo, these are dope, but these are for me. He's like, these are the only ones I have right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, until I get more. And I'm like, yo, that's fire. So just to see where he's at now,
Mhm.
like he literally like it's crazy. Like I was right there when he showed me his first pair of sunglasses. They were like little plastic sunglasses with a
Yeah.
little sticker logo. And now he just made $2 million out of his small apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now
Independent, like
that's art and hustle.
doing drop shipping himself and
Yeah.
all that.
Exactly. See, that's the story. So I'm gonna have to like get him on an interview and get his story because that's art and hustle. And I love to get those stories. Like, how did you get
Yeah,
the idea? And how did you push it? What kind of things like
yeah,
did you, go through to get your, passion out there?
absolutely. You definitely got to interview next. Yeah, I
Mhm.
told him about you too.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely
Told him
want to interview him. So that would be
he's
awesome.
fully on board with it.
Okay. That's dope. So do you have any like mentors that you love that inspired you to get into filming and music?
Um, I didn't really have a mentor, but I really watched Pharrell's work,
Mhm,
Pharrell Williams. I watched his work
mhm.
as he, got successful in the game, and from music to his style from music and his style in fashion.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was a big inspiration. So I would say Pharrell, man.
Pharrell.
Even to this day, look at him now. He just got, he's the creative director for Louis Vuitton now, I believe.
Yeah.
So
that's
crazy.
phenomenal. He's super talented. I love his stuff.
Yeah. I'm he's gonna be hate.
What do you love most about film?
What I love most about film is that, like, you can bring your idea to life. That's what I love about it. Like, anything that I think about, I'll just bring it to life on film. And, that's how I express, and that's how I tell my story, because I don't really talk much. I don't really do interviews as much and stuff like that. So this is a good way that I can express it. You know what I'm saying? It's music and film.
Yeah. So has anybody interviewed you before?
Not like this, no.
Oh, I got an exclusive.
You got an exclusive, yeah.
I got an exclusive with you. I'm excited.
I don't really tell much stories. I'm not like a bragger. I don't like, I shot this for this person and I did that. I'm very humble. I'm just like, if you know, if you ask me, I'll tell you,
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people won't even believe it. They're like, what?
Yeah.
You didn't do that. Stop it. I'm like, all right, go on YouTube.
Yeah.
I literally document everything that I do.
And when did you open up your Gold House Films? Like, how did you come up with the name, and how did you start that?
Well, I tried to, start a production company called Briefkase Productions at first. And I kind of like had to, test the waters with that first. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, like, in order to like succeed at what you're doing, you obviously got to fail, So that was like my test productions. And then, I got into Gold House Films and I made it LLC in 2019, I believe.
Okay.
And I made it a legitimately, production company, you know what I'm saying? So we provide videography service and photography service.
And
so that's my bread and butter. Yeah.
How many people do you employ?
Kind of like, I just look for freelancers, you know what I'm saying? It's not like an everyday, job. And, like if I have like a big shoot, then if I do a wedding or something like that, I have a bunch of videographers that are on deck, or photographers, people that do decor, stuff like that.
Yeah, but otherwise it's you.
Yeah, I'm actually about to open my website, my new website, in about a month. I have everything. So, I'm just cooking up and, gotta take some more photos of models and stuff like that. But this is a new sweatshirt, new hoodie that I have coming out. It's like a college hoodie, very comfortable, has my logo on it, DTF print.
Is it, it's direct print, it's not embroidery?
Yeah.
That'd be cool with, like the varsity letters. It would be cool if you had like varsity letters on that too.
Yeah, I just play around with the logo, come up with some dope ideas. I got a lot of different logos that I'm working on right now.
So
and I'm gonna test them out. It's dope.
Do you do your own graphic design for all your stuff?
Yes. And then I get people that do it as well, they'll add on to it, stuff like that.
Okay. So you're using Illustrator? What platform are you using?
Illustrator.
Illustrator? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not like crazy with the logos and stuff like that. I'm very simple. If I get something very detailed with like a lot of color and stuff, I go to like a professional,
Yeah.
Someone that really does.
Oh, that's cool though. It's
like
cool
you. I need to highlight you.
Yeah, exactly. Get someone like me. I'm like, I'll play around with it. I know, that's why I'm asking. I'm like, so who's doing your art? Because in case you need somebody, because I'm really good at, like, if you show me like an idea of something that you like, I'm good of like, knocking it off or giving you an, similar thing of that.
Yeah. Yo, it's a good idea. We should do a paint and sip, because I got my own champagne and you love to paint. We get some people together.
Yes.
Drink some Gold House champagne and learn how to paint with Linda. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. See,
Look
that's
at
what I
that.
wanted.
Look
That's
what
what I
we
wanted
just
to.
did. We're
Exactly.
millionaires.
That was perfect. That was a perfect segue because I wanted to ask you about your champagne and how did you start that? That's amazing.
I was working on a show with a partner of mine. His name is Pete Balsamo, and he's has his own wine. So it's called Five Wine. It's online right now, and he came up with the idea of a show called Raising the Bar. He wanted me to like help him with it. So we started, you know, interviewing, a lot of chefs on Long Island. And like they'll take us into their restaurants, they'll give us a dish, we test it out.
Yeah.
He talks on camera a little bit. And I think we were like on our like 10th episode. It was something like that. And he gifted me a gold bottle with my logo on it. So
Oh,
like it
ding.
just sparked my brain like
Yeah.
this dope. And then I'm like looking at it. He's like, "You like it?" I'm like looking at it like, "Yo, I could sell this."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then this was right before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then when the pandemic hit, the whole world was shut down, right? So I sold a couple of bottles, and I was just getting such a great response because people be like, "Yo, let me get 2 bottles. Let me get
Yeah.
4 bottles," because I was selling it cheap. I'm only selling it for like $40,
Yeah.
literally, and people were just buying it up, and then I ended up getting like a small distribution deal with Long Island Wine and Spirits. They're all over Long Island, and so anytime somebody wanted a bottle, I can have it shipped to them and they would ship it for me. You know what I'm saying? You just had to get the Drizzly app. That's the only thing. You got to do a little work and find me on the Drizzly app because I didn't have all the like credentials as like a winery or like a liquor store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you
So
probably need
that's
like
how I
a
would get
liquor
my
license to sell it, right?
liquor license. Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't have all of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they were like, "Yo, man, you're doing so well with these bottles. You could just do it through us." And then, obviously they get a piece of the cake. And I sold like 400 bottles during the pandemic. Yeah, it was
Oh my
crazy.
God.
Yeah. So I had so much other stuff going on. I put that on the back burner, but now I'm back in the lab and I'm gonna design something new and then start my new one.
Mhm.
I might do a platinum bottle this time. I might do bring the gold bottle back. I'm not sure yet, but
I think you
it's
also
gonna
need
be
to
official.
do a collab with Artandhustle bottle.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Art and Hustle bottle. Wow.
Artandhustle collab. I think that would be freaking
Yeah.
dope.
Oh man, I already got the image in my head right now. What it could look like.
Well, I have to show you. I did a collab with my friend. We did these journals, and so it had my art and her quotes in it. And so I got to show you some of the art that I have on there because I have a vision of one of my pieces of art that would look phenomenal on a bottle. So it's like a black and white piece of art, but then there's
Mhm.
gold dripping down.
Yeah, definitely send me that.
Yeah, there you
Word. I'll
go. But
mock it up, see what it looks like.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I can mock it up in 2 seconds. Literally, I'd be like, all
That's
right,
dope.
after we get off of this, I'll send you a little mock up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah,
But yeah, I think we should totally do like a sip and paint because you got your champagne and we'll have my art.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you know what the funny thing is that technically after when the pandemic hit, I stopped doing my art and hustle shows because I was doing curated art shows. And my curated art shows, I was doing them in Brooklyn and they were kind of like a little bit of everything. So it would be like a naked woman who's getting body painted. It'll be like vendors who are selling like can be like anything that they're selling, either from like special drinks to products that they made. And then it'll have various artists. Artists will rent out the walls and then be a DJ, and there will be another person doing live art paintings. So it was like a variety open forum of like any sort of art that you want to do that you're welcome to come and do. And then I even had like spoken word or someone wanted to rap, but it was more spoken word. I think worked better with the art show. And
Yeah.
it's a dope events that I used to do in Brooklyn. But then the pandemic hit, and so I haven't actually done an art and hustle event in a really long time. So technically, if you want, we can collaborate on something and do something out in Long Island.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
that'd be dope.
because I haven't done one in Long
Absolutely.
Island, and I'm actually from Long Island, so.
What part of Long Island are you from?
Central Islip.
Central Islip. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
No, I was actually born in China.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
So
so
what age did you come to New York?
3.
3. Okay.
So I'm made in China. I think it's funny, like a lot of like Korean people would think that I was Korean. And so like I was always like, I feel like someone had an affair. Maybe I'm part Korean, because all Korean
Yeah.
think I'm Korean. And so I took one of those like ancestry little
Yeah.
tests. And
Yeah,
I was
my
like,
sister,
okay,
yeah.
maybe now I'm gonna find out if there's any like, affair in my family or something like that, But it
Yeah.
came back that I was 100% Chinese.
That's crazy. Wow.
100%. I was like, what? I don't even have anything else.
Wow.
Nothing else. I am like 100% Chinese.
Can you speak Chinese?
I speak like a little bit, but I speak Fuzhou, which is a dialect. So I don't really, like, I only know a little bit of Mandarin and Cantonese. Like if they speak, I'll hear little phrases, so I'll be able to put it together, but I won't be able to speak. But Fuzhou, I know a little bit more. But no one really speaks Fuzhou that much unless you're like in like somewhere in Brooklyn. They speak a lot of it. East Broadway in Chinatown, they speak a lot of it, but it's not like a national Chinese language.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Haitian. I can't speak it, but I understand it perfectly though.
That's great that you can understand it perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. But I can speak it, but it's like either somebody's gonna correct me or I'm saying it crooked,
Yeah. So were you born here or?
I was born here, yeah.
Okay, in Bayshore, right?
Yeah, my parents are from Haiti.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you gotta learn some of it.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely do. I want to pass it on to my daughter.
Yeah, like my kids, they can understand a lot of the Cantonese, but they'll talk English to their grandparents, and the grandparents will talk to them in Chinese. I'm like, what? I'm like, you guys should talk to them in Chinese too, so that way you don't lose it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, see what other fun questions we can ask you. What was the hardest life obstacle that changed the trajectory of your life?
The hardest life obstacle. Going through probably trauma situations, you know what I'm saying? A couple years back, I got shot, and then when I got shot, that just changed my whole thought process. You know what I'm saying? You would think like you wouldn't go out. It made me more outgoing. You know what I'm saying? I was always outside. I'm always at the parties.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it just gave me so much more ambition. And now I'm like, just not afraid of anything. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like for anybody else, it'd be the total opposite.
Yeah, usually people would feel a little more scared and sheltered and want to stay home and not, go into situations. Like, what was the situation that happened that caused you to be shot?
I went to visit a friend. I was coming back from doing a shoot, and I went to go visit a friend. Ironically, I was in a suit too, and some dudes were waiting for him, like behind the bushes type deal.
Wow.
And I was just right there. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of a wrong place, wrong time type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy. And where did you get shot?
In my neck. And it like went right through it, almost like half an inch hit a nerve, like almost, I could have been paralyzed, but thank God, grace of God, that I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that was only, like you said, only a few years ago, right?
Yeah, a few years ago, man. It's crazy.
Wow. So
well, careful out there. People got to be, just safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you never know. And it was funny. I think I was watching one of your interviews with Dave East, and Dave East was kind of saying the same thing of like, He's like, no, you gotta, you gotta get, like, as soon as you do something, or an event or something, he's like, I'm out, I'm leaving. Like, I don't want to get into any of this stuff that people are doing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Especially, this is hip hop, the hip hop industry. So, everybody feeds off that energy, you know what I'm saying? The hardcoreness and, aggressive rap. And and like Dave East, if he's going to a show, you can't chill at one spot too long. That's for everybody. That's not just for celebrities.
Yeah.
You gotta, say what's up, hang out for a little bit and then be out. You know what I'm saying? You can't stick it to one location, you know, too long. You know what I'm saying? Especially in posting too. Like when people post on Instagram and like Snapchat and stuff like that, they be posting their locations. Like I'll like take a picture while I'm there and I'll post after I leave.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm one of those guys
Yeah.
because,
Hmm.
you basically just putting everything out there and you gotta be careful.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did too. Like, I was with KO, and I was hanging up a couple of small pieces of my art at his little spot. But I just took it and just left it and then posted it later on. But then I tagged it as I was in that location, because I was at that location, but just not at that time.
Yeah.
So then,
Yeah, exactly.
but then people will think, like, everybody was hitting me up on Facebook, like, they're like, Linda, you were in quorum, this weekend or whatever, or now? I'm like, no, I'm not there anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you can't
Yeah.
tag it, because then, like, I mean, it's not safe. It's not safe to let everyone
Yeah.
know exactly your whereabouts all the time.
Yeah. But I get it. Some people they're not thinking like that. I'm a type of person I think like that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
always I observe everything. I'm the looker. I'm always looking around type
Yeah.
deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I think I
Yeah.
watched a documentary where I think Paris Hilton got robbed because she'll post, like, where she's at, and then they robbed her
Yeah.
house.
Right. Yeah. Especially if you got like freaking a whole bunch of jewelry on you and you know,
Yeah.
or if you're by yourself or something like that, it's crazy.
Yeah, there was these
Think
young
about
kids.
this.
Yeah, there were these young kids who were, like, scoping out all the celebrities, and every time they
Uh-huh.
knew where their location was at, they go and rob their house.
Hmm.
So there's a tip right there. See, Art and Hustle is all about the tips and tricks to have the art of living, and
Yeah, the
that's
art of living. I
art
like
of
that.
living now. Because originally I was doing Art and Hustle to get to know artists, but then expanded because I kind of feel like everybody has, like, lessons in life and stories that they've been through, and now it's the art of living. So now it's like a gallery of conversations, and I love to hear people's story of, like, where did you grow up, how was your life, how was your childhood, what is the purpose of life, and then, like, what career it got you into, and also, like, what did you want to be as a kid? Like, that's always interesting to find out as well.
Yeah,
So I always like to
absolutely.
dig into people's stories because I find it fascinating. Because, like,
Yeah.
what did you do before, and how did you start your own business? Because people always want to start their own businesses. So, like, what kind of tips
Hmm.
would you give out to somebody who wants to start their own business?
I would say just master whatever you're doing, and
Mm,
then when you start your own business, really do your research before you do it. Don't just kind of like dive into it,
yeah.
just
Mm,
because you can either find yourself in debt or in a sticky situation, whatever the case may be. But
mm,
I would definitely, build up all the knowledge and then go for whatever you're going for.
yeah. So did anybody help you fund and start your business, or you hustled on your own?
Absolutely not. Did
Did you
everything
well,
my damn
did you have a
self.
silver spoon in your mouth that somebody gave you
Hell
all of this
no.
money?
I wish I did have a silver spoon in my mouth. I had to fucking grind my ass off.
Mhm.
I had to go on tour with certain people. I had to do internships and don't get paid for it. I was around celebrities so much that people thought I was literally rich. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? Dead
Yeah,
ass. Like they were like, "Yo, you around so and so? Oh, he got bread." Da, da, da. Meanwhile, I was like, that was the lowest point of my life. And
yeah,
then when you disappear, and then you start really grinding, and you build your shit up, and then you get like your little house and you get your little car, or whatever. Everyone's like, "Oh, he fell off, man. He ain't doing nothing. He's irrelevant." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's funny how life works like that, though. But
Yeah,
yeah, but I had to go through all that stuff to get where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm in a comfortable financial space where I can, help other people.
that's phenomenal that you got to a space where now you're comfortable and now you want to invest in other things and other people,
Yes.
right? You want to
Yeah.
give back now.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually want to start doing like charities and stuff like that and nonprofit things. Like
Mhm.
that's one of my goals I
Yeah,
wrote down.
yeah. That's amazing. That's actually something that I was interested in doing. I was debating whether to turn Art and Hustle into a nonprofit because when I was doing these art shows, the base of it is to help, artists get their art out and have a place to have like a non-judgmental place where, because it's really hard to get your art out there because you always had this stigma where you can't get into these like stuck up galleries, you know? So
Yeah.
I decided to just throw my own shows because when I started doing my art, I was ready to show it, but I was like, where am I going to show it? Like, I can't get into these galleries. And I found somebody on Instagram who was doing like a show in Gowanus, Brooklyn, and I was like, hey, can I put my art there? And I actually rented out one room and decided to have my first solo art show. You know,
Oh
right?
wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
yeah. So then when I met all of those people is why I got inspired to start Art and Hustle and start curating my own shows because it's really hard for artists to get their stuff out there, So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of turning it into a nonprofit so I can help artists and do shows
Yeah.
like, because I want to help
Hey,
people.
sure. That's great. Yeah.
It's all about helping people. And like, this is why I'm loving the podcast as well, because I feel like there's always like giants among us. And I feel like everybody
Mm.
has a cool story because like who would have ever known that you met all of these celebrities and then you started a champagne like bottle company,
Yeah.
you got shot a couple of years ago and now you're trying to like
Yeah.
help other
Nothing
people.
can't stop me, baby. Nothing can't stop me. I'm gonna keep going, man.
Yeah,
People trying to stop me, I don't pay attention to hate. I don't read comments. You know, I don't listen to negative people. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You gotta really be on your own train, your own track, and just go. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people. There's people that are always gonna doubt you. I've been doubted so many times. I've
yeah,
been saying like you can't do that and or your films aren't that good, and it's like where are those people now? You know what I'm
yeah. Like
saying? Like
how do you deal with haters and people who are saying negative things like on social media and stuff like that?
I don't deal with
Just
them
ignore
because
it.
I don't pay attention to them. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like
Yeah.
if somebody says something like, "Yeah, this video sucks and everything you do sucks," I'm like, "Thank you for watching."
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna feed into that energy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's a really good way to think because I mean, just like we said before, hip hop and the energy that's normally with hip hop in these videos and the guys and the guns and all this stuff, it's a very
Yeah.
aggressive environment. So how did you stay
Yeah.
away with that?
Um. You said why not what? I didn't hear that last part.
How did you stay away from like all of the guns and the violence and the aggressive nature in general of hip hop?
I wouldn't say that I stayed away from it. I'm just not like afraid of certain shit. Like I'll be at the most gringiest party, like you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
But I'm not like, I'm on my p's and q's, but I'm not like afraid or anything. Like
yeah,
I kind of come from that. You know what I'm saying. A lot of my friends are in that circle. I've been in that circle.
yeah,
I'm no longer, involved myself or being around that right now, because I'm much older and mature now. But,
yeah. So you're saying you did
sometimes I
do
still be
so you
around the bullshit
so you did do that stuff at like when you were younger then?
when I was younger. Yeah. But, we all did stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But that's good that you were able to evolve and be
Yeah,
more,
absolutely. Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
were you able huh?
I
Go
was
ahead.
always like book smart and street smart. You know what I'm saying? Like I always had dibbled and dabbled with both. You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to make sure that I had my, grades correct. And I've always, liked to hang out with the street kids, you know what I'm saying?
Now
I couldn't I wasn't the type of dude. I can't be inside and just be cooped up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be outside. I gotta be outside with the people, you know what I'm saying?
That's cool. So were you able to be good with your money, like in your business aspect of it? Like, were you able to like buy your own home, your own car? Like, how are you good with your money? Because that's the tip for, you know, young kids to be able to make sure like you stack your money properly.
Yeah, when I was starting out and stuff like that, I wasn't good with it. I didn't know how to like manage money. I all I knew was like, you know, music and film. I didn't take any like business classes
Yeah.
or anything like that. And I actually worked an AV gig for a few years, and that's like audio and visual. So not only was like doing videography, I was like in a control room where I like, for instance, I did like an event for Jamie Diamond or like, you know, Victor Cruz. These guys, I would mic these guys up and then go back in the control room and then control the cameras from when they're walking on stage. Like if it's a panel setup, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like that. Anyway, I was doing that for JP Morgan for a little bit, and me meeting, you know, people that were my age and, you know, what they were going through in their lives and how they would set up certain things. They showed me, you know, like the right way to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? I would always know like the ignorant way to do certain things.
Yeah.
And, you know, that opened my mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's always good to meet new people, you
Yeah.
know? And I met a friend there. He was really good with business. And he's like, yo, I see you, you know, how's your business going as far as like you're managing your money? I see you have a lot of clients. And I'm actually like, yo, I need something like that. And he kind of put me on and he showed me a little bit. And I just took a mental note, and then along the way, I just started just talking to different people on how to, you know, set up an LLC and, you know, have lawyers, have a lawyer, an entertainment lawyer,
Mhm.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Just learning, you know what I'm saying? Picking people's brains, watching videos, you know, reading books and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean,
And that's how I learned. Like I messed up at first, and
yeah.
then I just, you know, I started stacking my money. But you know what I'm saying? So when I worked there, that was a corporate job, so I was doing very well there. And then that's when I established, you know, I ended up getting my business, and then I ended up purchasing a home and then getting like cars and stuff like that.
Okay, so good. So thank God you met him that he helped you figure out how to manage your money. And also like did he teach you how to like invest in some of that stuff too? Invest your money?
Yeah, like small little companies and stuff like that. I want to get into real estate, honestly.
Oh yes. I always
Uh,
love
you know,
watching like flipping houses and stuff like that and like
yeah,
renovating them and
yeah.
like decorating like but like I'm a jack of all trades, so like I'm good at like handyman shit too. Like, you know, like breaking stuff
Me
down.
too. Gotta be,
Yeah.
gotta be.
Yeah. So like
It's a
I
good
love
skill to have, man.
it's really interesting to me like flipping houses. Like when I used to live in Brooklyn, I would take like a coffee table that someone was throwing out, you know, and then take it home and clean it up and then paint it and decoupage it.
Yeah,
Put like
yeah.
something
Well,
back on
that's your artist way of
it. Yeah.
thinking, you know.
Hmm.
That's a word. I have
Yeah.
a lot of friends that do that too. Like they
Mhm.
go to like antique stores and stuff like that and just start flipping shit, like making it their own version of whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's cool. What was your favorite like music video that you filmed?
My favorite music video that I filmed,
Or that you were a part of, you know?
favorite music video.
Mhm.
Um, I'm like thinking. Um,
You love them all.
I love them all. I mean, you know what I think? It's not like my favorite. It's like it's just like the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like uh I went to North Philly with Streetheat, what I was telling you about, what the production team I was telling you about. Uh they shot a video for Beanie Siegel and Raekwon. And the experience in North Philly was just dope. Like we shot there all day. We was in the strip club at like 2 in the morning, and just vibing with them. You know what I'm saying? Just watching them work because I grew up on these guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's just dope. That was one of my favorite music videos. Like Red and Method Man. Like we shot a few music videos for them. That
Yeah,
was
that's what I
great
wanted to ask, like
experience.
Method Man. And did you meet somebody else in the Wu-Tang also?
I met a few of them in Wu Tang. Raekwon, that's who I was just talking about. Yeah,
Mm,
Raekwon and Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel wasn't part of Wu Tang, but he was on the song that he did with Raekwon. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's dope.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Was there anybody else that you had met?
Nas, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Nas.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, but there's some other celebrities. I feel like you told me before that you met.
Nas, you're talking
Right?
about
Nas.
Nas.
Nas. Yeah.
Yeah, when first time I met Nas, I was like, that was the only celebrity I was kind of starstruck was
Yes, that's
Nas
what I
because
wanted. Starstruck.
he was like a father to me growing up, like listening to his music. So the first time I met him was just like an honor, and I told him that too. And I just told him I've been a fan since I was a kid. Like you were like a father to me growing up, and he thanked me, and I got to shoot like a second angle of an interview that he did
Hmm.
with one of the Marley brothers. He did an album with them, and they put that on Worldstar. So to actually work with him was, a great opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great way to like learn your craft is to intern or just work for companies that you like or are interested in. Because you got to meet all
Yeah,
these stars of music that you love.
yeah. And what's big about that too is like not only networking, but like, talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just like you and I, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like you can ask them anything, and just having the courage to, walk up to them and talk to them. Most people won't,
yeah,
you know? So I stepped out of like my shyness with that because I was so used to like, like, oh, what do I ask him? I don't want to walk up to him. I feel like I'm bothering him.
yeah.
Now I'll just walk right up to you, like, you're so and so. I'll introduce myself.
Mhm.
Even though I know who they are, I'll still ask them for their name. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, okay.
Make them feel comfortable,
Yeah, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Tell me
I
about the
mean, it's
champagne
not right
bottle.
now. I'm not like selling my champagne, so I don't want to like promote that crazy,
Oh, you're not
But
doing.
I'm like I'm really when I was telling you like I'm in the lab really designing a new idea for it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk about that, but but I did like I felt like I accomplished a lot with my bottles because I literally sold like 400, 600 bottles, something like that.
Yeah.
But does that feel like a lot, or is it like
Um.
no?
Well, I'm gonna chop it all up and find the bits
No,
and.
I'm talking about is like me saying that I sold 400 bottles.
Is it a lot? I think it's dope. I mean, I think it's
You
awesome.
think that's a lot?
Well, I think it's awesome that you have a champagne bottle thing that you started and sold. So
Yeah,
either
because
way,
that was
like,
something I was really like testing it,
yeah, like
but it
I mean,
worked.
I don't. To me, like I don't care how many bottles you sold. I care that it was a cool idea and you fucking did it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I
what's
mean?
up. Thank you,
So
Linda.
yeah, like you asking me is that a lot? Like I don't care how many you sold. I love that you fucking love the idea and you sold it and you did it. So who cares how much it sold or how many you sold? You actually had an idea and you did it.
Mm.
So I think that's phenomenal. Like I always do art shows, so I actually wanted to get into, doing like a wine bottle, like either a red or white or whatever, and just because like I'm an artist, so I would love to have some of my art on wine bottles. To collaborate on something,
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely got to collaborate on something.
maybe like wine.
The wine and sip. I like that idea. That's actually a really good idea because
So
I could get bottles together. If we would have at least like what do wine and sips usually have? Like 15 people, 10 to 15 people, probably like 10 people, right?
yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, because
And then
like art shows always have wine, so like I really want to get into like designing some sort
yeah.
of cool.
And
If
I've
you
been to a
collaborate,
few like wine and sip, paint and sip. I've been to a few. I mean, I love that shit. I get drunk. I'm painting shit. I never painted before in my life. I'm like, okay, I did a great job, even though it's trash. Yeah. It's called Gold House Champagne. Pretty Gold House Champagne. But we'll definitely do a part two. And I'll really write, because you gotta remember, I'm like, even though I'm telling you these stories, they were literally like 7 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a really long time ago. So when I'm like thinking, I'm like really like, you know.
That's a good story.
Yeah. Actually, my cousin actually used to manage Nicki Minaj before she blew up. And then he went to jail and then she blew up.
Oh.
That's kind of crazy. And then yeah, and she still kept in like contact with him. You know, I was literally just with him too. It was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah, he used to manage Stack Bundles. He passed away, and Nicki Minaj. But Nicki Minaj blew up like crazy. So
then he didn't get.
But he's still in contact with her, like, you know. He does his like own podcast too. You can. That's another person I can link you with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's yeah, I got a few people I can link you with. That big name guys too. Like they really got their foot in the door. The biggest one is my guy with the glasses, New Vintage.
Yeah.
He's you guys will connect. He'll love you.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Because I sometimes I never know, because like I will get a reference of somebody, but then like you have to like talk to them for a little bit, because you got to like build up a little bit of a rapport to be comfortable like on camera as you ask them questions and stuff.
No, he's comfortable. He might be. He's kind of like me. He kind of has the same personality as me. He's kind of more, you know, like jokeable, I guess, in a way. I don't know how to explain that, but I don't. Can you still see me? My phone's like dying. But yeah, like if you look at his page, you'll have so many questions. He has so much shit you can ask him. Like, how did you do that? How did you do? Like, he literally has every celebrity wearing his shit. Yeah. Like literally, like every celebrity. Like even the celebrity won't even know that it came from him. You know what I'm saying? Like they won't even know. They'll just take his shades. Like what he used to do. This was his thing. Like if he see, like for instance, he saw T.I., right? T.I. was like walking out of like a Walmart or some shit in Atlanta or some shit. And he gave him his sunglasses and he was like, yo, he's like, I have my own pair of lines. He's like, can I give it to you? He's like, T.I. was like, do you have another pair? And he's like, I have this pair. He's like, I want to choose, I guess. And he had like 3 different pairs. Yeah. And then I guess he took it and then he walked to his car, not T.I., but my boy walked to his car and he'd be like, I hope he posts it on Instagram. Yeah. And then you'll just see randomly a random photo of like T.I. in the club and he's just rocking them. And that happens a lot. Like he did that with her. You know the girl her? She's an artist. He did that with her. He did that with Rick Ross. Rick Ross ended up wearing it like on the cover of Double XL with Meek Mill. I'm like, yo, that was a big deal too. Yeah.
See, that's phenomenal. That's so cool. I'd love to hear like, how did you start? And now his shit is like on all of these celebrities. Saying like, that's awesome. These are the stories that I love to hear, you know, from jump to how he got to there. So it's cool to get the inside scoop of that. So I love it. So definitely we need to do a part 2. You have to find your box of these tapes. So then when you pull out the tapes, then you'll be like, oh, this is such and such, and here's the story behind
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I like that.
Right? Bring the tapes out, and then you're like, all right, Linda, here's the story behind this tape. This is what happened that day.
Okay.
All right. Does that be cool?
All I gotta say is like, you know, when you guys get a chance, you know, follow my work on, you know, YouTube and Instagram, Gold House Films, at Gold House Films, GOLD, just like Gold House Films with a Z. Instead of an S, it's a Z.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me here today
in
the Artandhustle Gallery Conversations. We'll definitely do a part 2 and have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you, Linda.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.